Hi, uh, my name is Alan, and this is 1,000 Evidences for the LDS Church, evidence number 50. Today we're going to be talking a little bit more about Lehi, another tradition. He made quite an impact, judging by all of these sources that have come to light, sometimes under different names. This time, the name is Hud, H-U-D. This Hud was a historic character in the history of Arabia, and there's quite a few parallels with him in comparison to Lehi. Here's some parallels. According to the Islamic Hud traditions, and by the way, Hud was and Lehi both were lived before the period of Islam being founded in about the 600 AD period. But their history goes back many years before to the time where Lehi lived, which was 600 BC. And according to this Islamic traditions, one of the sins of the tribe of Ad was pride, symbolized by magnificent buildings and attempt to create earthly replica of paradise. Very similar, close to Lehi's dream of the tree of life, in which he speaks of a great and spacious building. And also, they speak of the pride of the world. This can be found in 1 Nephi chapter 8, verse 26. The city of the Adonites was built at a place beneath which rivers flowed. Likewise, a prominent part of Lehi's vision was a river, and a river of water flowing between the great and spacious building and the tree of life. When Adites reject Hud's message, God sends a drought to chasten them. A delegation of Adites prays for rain at Mecca. In response to their prayer, God sends a black cloud and a great windstorm, which destroys them and their city. And this is an important image in Lehi's dream. A mist of darkness sounds very much like a thick black cloud. The black cloud of Hud's story and the mist of darkness are quite similar. And they both refer to the destruction of the wicked. Another parallel is the vindication of Hud's prophetic calling with the magnificent buildings of the Adites, in which they could live forever, but the buildings are destroyed in the storm. And in Lehi's vision, the triumph of God over wickedness of the world is by the destruction of the great and spacious building. Some of you may not have recalled that the great and spacious building was destroyed. And it fell, and the fall thereof was exceedingly great. 1 Nephi chapter 11, verse 36. So both buildings, great buildings, were destroyed. The principle of salvation is talked about with Hud as well as Lehi. Lehi spoke of partaking of the fruit of the tree of life, and Hud, those who believed in his message, were saved in a hazira, an enclosure for camels made of trees, to protect them from the weather, the cold and the wind. Although this process of transmutation is not exactly the same, the trees for protection is somewhat similar to the tree of life. The tree of life becoming a type of hazira. Certainly both images have the familiar function of providing salvation from the wrath of God. Again, we might conclude that these parallels are very significant. On the one hand, we may not want to be too quick to be gullible, but on the other hand, we don't want to be blind to the very significant parallels. And this is worth keeping in the back of our minds as we study these things, pros and cons, and weigh them in the balance to see if they make sense. We're to use logic and reason, common sense, as well as the promptings of the Spirit. Much of this information about this character Hud is found in my volume 2 of the 1,000 Evidences. One reference is an article, we might mention an article by William J. Hamblin, his article entitled Pre-Islamic Arabian Prophets, in the book Mormons and Muslims, page 96. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next episode. Thanks. Bye.